show you why and how I'm qualified to say what I say. So if you're new here, my name is Kelly, as you see by my name, and I eat a lot now. I'm getting back on my schedule of working a day. I had some company come in town, my family came in town for about a week, and of course, that just go full on this full schedule because I got me. I got to let the people take the tacos down here. Believe it or not, we have some amazing egg rolls out here for me, like some of the egg rolls. Okay, I'm not saying the U.S. ain't got a good egg rolls, we just got great egg rolls. But I ain't found those egg rolls in the United States. I'm sure they're on my little egg roll feasting tour. I don't know. But, um, yeah, we got to kind of come out a little bit. I still remain active, and I'm very proud of that. But my eating, I was eating my fourth one this day, it's not for me. And my body absolutely felt the effects of getting off of a schedule that like my body likes one meal a day, which is OMAD, OMAD. You get to the acronym OMAD, that's what it means for one meal a day. My body likes it. For further, my body also likes fasting. There's intermittent fasting, there's whole abstinence fasting, my fast 1 to 2 days every week. Because my body likes it. My mind doesn't like it, but my body loves it. So I'm eating today. This is potatoes that I cooked last night. Choose the potatoes, cut them up. They have, as you can see, there's meat. I went to the carnitas truck and got just carnitas, and then I sprinkled some bacon on top and some, oh, booyah, and got some Greek yogurt on top. You guys know what is Greek yogurt. If you're not new here, you know that I love Greek yogurt. So a very high protein lunch, and then we're going to talk about depressive episodes and what that looks like and stuff like that. So when I said earlier that I'll teach you more about it, I'll teach you more about this stuff like charts and stuff like that. But today I just want to talk to you from a very personal standpoint of what depressive episodes are in my practice, how I teach this to my students, how it shows up in my life, when it shows up in my life. I am currently just a couple of hours, 1 day out from the depression, like I'm coming out of the depressive like it's usually 3 to 5 days for me. And let me tell you what I think about depressive episodes. I think you can fight this, but make sure that this is position. And then we'll come back. Don't leave me. Okay, we're gonna talk about if you suffer from depression, this is a video that may help you. If you and yes, I speak English on this channel, even though I'm sure a lot of you all are fantasy country. I don't know what my husband does that, but it is what it's all right. Potatoes, bacon, onions, and we always want to go. And we always want to go. I know it. Potatoes, you can't go wrong with a potato. Mm. Okay, so back to the topic. In my practice, um, what I start off with is trying to teach people a basic. Okay, I start off with masculine and feminine energy. And I do not teach it in a way that most people teach it online. There's a few people that actually mirror how I view masculine and feminine principles. Um, but that's all they are principles. They are not a gender, they are principles. They are things I can see in other people that tell you if that person is masculine or physically dominant. There are principles and things that I can see that I can tell you if this person doesn't have their shit together or this person is very organized. These are things that I can teach you how to see so you can identify these are good for school, these are good for your interpersonal relationships, these are good for romantic relationships, these are good for job interviews, these are good for entrepreneurship to understand how I view masculine and feminine energy. I have hundreds of clients that I've worked with over the last 5 years. I have 8 current clients, one celebrity client that I'm currently working with this year. I scaled back because the level of awareness and intensity that I really need people to be in, I I know it can be presented, even when I'm not present. I don't have the answer to that right now, so right now it's just me showing up. The masculine and feminine principles are so good. It is so important. Like, if I had to think of anything I could make today, it would be an ebook talking about how I do masculine and feminine principles and really making you want to get on something because it will help you out. So when I tell you you will do the clock shift, you know the clock shift instant before everybody else because the patterns don't lie and people get comfortable and they fall out of the representative and fall right back into the pattern. They have no choice. It will happen. So if I'm teaching you how to look for it and what to look for it, don't announce it when you see it. Just because you see it doesn't mean you start blabbing and telling everybody, I didn't shut the fuck up. Shut up. Clock shit and shut up. Okay? That's what I do. Who's ever taken a bag potato? Who ain't never taken a bag potato? So now, when a person is heavily charged in their masculine energy, they will very easily go into a depressive, I won't call it an episode, but depressive mindset. Because everybody doesn't have depressive episodes. Yes, people who wrestle with feelings, depression, and depression. Some people, depending on how they're wired, at depressive episodes, they come on patterns, they're going to come pretty, and it's not saying that it can trigger it necessarily. They don't have to be triggered. If you're wired like a deer or you're wired like a bipolar, there may not be a trigger. There just may be, it's your time to go down. It's your time to go up. It's your time to be panicked. It's your time to have this. Okay. And I teach it just like this because it is important that we use different language other than mental disorder. Because that's not true. Say that there's a disorder, it will suggest that there is a normal disorder. There is no normal disorder. I think by now, I would hope by now with the influx of social media, and not just the influence of the professionals that are sharing information about mental health, but also witnessing people that are influencers and they're rising and falling, their crash outs, their happy days. You can see people's behavior move on social media. If you're working with me, I can get you out. It's very easy, clock it very easy. So that way, if someone's trying to sell you something, but you've already seen the characteristics of that they are out of control. So why would you, depending on what it is, maybe it's something fun, buy it from that person. But if it's something that's supposed to bring money, or it's something that's supposed to bring order and structure into your life, you can clearly see if this person doesn't have structure and order in their life, how can you tell me a program what I said or what to do when you're not doing it yourself? I can show you ideas and know what it's knowing that you want, confidence, you know, your expectations, and hope for things that a person cannot deliver because you're looking at a person, right? And so, depressive episodes can, in most cases, do happen when a person is heavily charged in their masculine energy, okay? I talked before, I said, I'm going to do charts, that's what I'm trying to do. So I wanted to just share this with that. Everybody hear me? I'll give it a second. Y'all let me know if you can hear me well. I think that this should sound a lot better, a lot clearer, and you won't have that dog bark in the background. I'm gonna take a bite. Y'all let me know if y'all can hear me.
Mm. You just cannot go wrong with a potato. Okay, so I have a video that talks about feminine energy and anxiety. It's in the playlist of the art of doing nothing. I highly recommend that you watch that video, and I'm going to try to tag it in the description so that you guys can have it and have an easy click to it. But it's in the playlist, The Art of Doing Nothing. And it talks about anxiety and what I have witnessed can trigger anxiety. Oh, and what can make anxiety even more extreme. But today, I want to speak more on depression and depressive episodes, which can be two different things. People can just because you have fallen into a depression doesn't mean that you have depressive episodes that are recurring. You could just be having a season, right? But a lot of times it's on the heels of masculine energy. What does masculine energy do? Why is it? Why do you believe, Kelly, it's causing depressive episodes? Because masculine energy is the extreme order. It's extreme regimented. It is extreme cadence. It is extreme predictability. Okay. And you're doing this predictability to the T. People that are in their masculine energy, heavy, heavy, follow rules. And people follow rules for two reasons: to stay safe and also to receive something. People believe that if they follow these rules, if I do X, Y, and Z, this will come, right? People believe if I do A, B, and C, then D will come. You're depending on my stability, my discipline, my frequency, my dedication, my commitment to staying disciplined and staying ordered should yield something, okay? And there's always an expectation of what you believe you're supposed to get: safety or something, okay? Safety or something. And so oftentimes, life. And the thing about people that are in their heavy and their feminine, I mean, heavy in their masculine energy, is that it's not balanced. They often are not balanced. They often don't have the feminine aspect of the grace of, well, what if life, and something happens, and even though you've been committed, and even though you've been ritualistic, and even though you've been disciplined, committed, you have no days off, life can still life, and it doesn't give you the outcome that you expected, okay? When you don't have any feminine energy inside of you, or when you're in a season of where you're lacking the feminine energy, you haven't been taking care of yourself, you haven't been caring for yourself, you haven't been nurturing yourself, you literally have just been getting up, going to work, coming home, getting up, going to work, feeding into others, going home. Okay, doing that months at a time, years at a time, you're gonna. I mean, I could bet these pretty little glasses on it, and I like these glasses, and I need these. Okay, I need these. These ain't fashion. I need these. I bet these glasses on it. But after a while of doing that kind of regimented behavior and not pouring into yourself, you will hit a depressive slump season. Some people call it burnout. And for me, I do look at things very much in like clusters. I'm going to put burnout, me, I put burnout and depression in the same family. They're cousins, okay? Because they take a long time. They can take a long time to get yourself out of. And resting is not always the answer for depression. Resting is not always, it is a part of the answer, but it is not the complete answer, because the second part of depression is chiming in that feminine energy to start talking to yourself like a mother would, like, okay, try a little bit today. Do this one thing today and I'll be proud of you. Okay, I'm so proud of you. Do these two things today and I'm so proud of myself. I'm so proud of getting up, brushing your teeth during a depressive episode. I'm proud of you. Getting up, taking a shower during a depressive episode. I'm so proud of you. Getting up and washing your dishes. I am so proud of you. Getting up and taking a walk around the block. I'm super proud of you. Pulling your books back out and starting to study again. I'm very proud of you. How courageous, how bold of you. It's the baby steps that you take to go back in. And a lot of times people will come off of depressive episodes and they want to have this big triumphant, like, I'm back. And oftentimes that's not how it goes. It does require those baby steps, because if you go back in, you know what? You know that saying that people say, you can't go back to the place that hurt you to for healing? I'm gonna use that loosely into this. Like you can't just throw more masculine energy on it. Just get over it and get back out there, right? Especially if you're a woman. That's not our wheelhouse. That's not how we're supposed to be. And I'm not even all into gender roles and stuff, but in some things I do see um, maladaptive behavior in genders when they are pushing to achieve something because of a deficit somewhere else. And that pushing and that constant pushing with no care, no love, no tenderness, no compassion, no empathy for yourself first will lead you into a depressive episode. Now, I want to talk about the people who are bipolar and who are ADHD, right? There may not be a trigger. And this is why I was going back to talking about in my practice, we do not call it a mental disorder necessarily. I explained to you what I believe a mental disorder is before I'm even going to use the word. And again, saying a disorder suggests that there is a normal order, a neurotypical order. And I just really believe that in this year, 2025, we have realized that there is no typical. We all got something. We all are wired differently, and it is systemic, a systemic program that is trying so desperately to make us all conform into one type of mindset, to one type of mental build, mental construction, and we're not. We are all built and mentally wired very differently. Now, there are some people that can be beaten long enough, that can be shamed long enough, that can be brainwashed and conditioned and groomed long enough to the point where they will just obey and comply. That is why the bottom of the pyramid is so big. You notice at the bottom of the pyramid is the biggest, the base is the biggest part of the pyramid, and it's full of people that obey and comply, right? And I'm not telling you not to obey and comply. I'm telling you to learn some strategies so that you can maneuver your way up the pyramid. You don't want to be on the bottom. You know, I don't want to be on the bottom, right? I am not, some people use the word sheep. I'm not a sheep. I'm not a follower. I'm not a rule follower. Much for me, one of my mentors taught me when I went to hair school, she says, you got to learn the rules first to know how to break them. And I'm going to like put another piece onto that. Not just how to break them, but how to manipulate them. And it does start with seeing masculine and feminine energy, being able to identify that and recognize that, especially when you're making choices and making moves and decisions for your life. It is important that you be able to see these types of behaviors in other people before you decide to link up with them, before you decide to do business with them, before you decide to even condition them into your life. Because how do you know if you are on the up, if you are on a journey of getting yourself together and organizing yourself and cleaning house and really taking in some structure in your life, and a new friend comes along and they have no structure in their life, right? None. And you guys start off and say, yeah, we're gonna structure together, but you can see after a few weeks, after a few months. I'm not saying that that other person is not going to structure, but I am saying that they're running the race a little bit slower than you. And so it is smart when you can clock stuff like that and say, hey, I'm proud of you. I know you can do it. We may not be running partners together. My mom is 76. I don't know how her little legs like walk so fast. And we can be outside walking and she'll leave me in the dust. And I don't understand how. How those little legs? I'm younger than you. 32 years younger than you. Now I'm out there walking, I can walk the distance, no problem. But my little chunky legs, they just can only move so fast. Let me take a bite, y'all. Hold on. Mm, mm. There is no bad potato. Mm. But there's sometimes when me and my mother are walking, I have to say, Mom, just go ahead of me. You're walking faster than me. Don't let me slow you down. And it's important that you can let people go ahead of you or let people to just fall back. I still love them. We're still going to enjoy it. We just want to enjoy it together at the same time. I'll show you at the end. I'll see you back in the car, Mom. And as people work with me, I do help you to become stronger in that area to be able to move away from people and distance yourself from people, part ways with people in very loving and healthy ways. Every time you part ways with somebody, it does not have to be catastrophic and diabolical, and it doesn't have to be that way. Anyway, number one, if you are bipolar or ADHD and you're listening to this, the number one way that is the wrong way to do it is to try to make the episode stop. That fight right there is going to make it come. And when it does come, every time you're going to feel even more depressed because you're trying to stop something that is your natural ebb and flow. You have, if you're bipolar, you have to go up and you have to go down. You have to. You must. That is how you're wired, and that is honestly how you work the best. But you need to learn how you're supposed to work within the way that you're wired. If you're ADHD, and you're having these long days where you're like, oh my God, I was working so good. I had it so, I was hustling. I was doing good for 3 weeks. And then all of a sudden I got to take this whole week or two off. Or I can't stay focused on anything, right? There is a component of that that you can use. There's a component of that. It is definitely for ADHDers, it is a practice of, excuse me, it is a practice of paying attention and holding the attention of something longer each day. It is a practice, but it is also making sure that you're doing things that you enjoy. And a lot of times, ADHDers are trying to become an image of something, but they have no way to attain the image of what they see because even the person that's in front of them that they can see doing it is still not telling the truth about their life. So, how do you know what they're navigating through? So now when you're hitting a bump and you're not navigating well, you have nobody to pull from because you have no examples of people that are successfully wired like you that are navigating through that. But number one thing with ADHDers, you have to be on a schedule, a tight one. ADHDers thrive in a schedule. ADHDers also thrive in community. If you're an ADHDer and you're a loner, you're going to have to practice not being a loner. You're going to have to practice getting you a group of 3, 4 people. You got to practice it. Every day a little different. Every day text somebody a little bit more. Every day send a meme. Every day it is a practice. We're not losing connection with people. We're losing the ability. I never forget when somebody said it's so hard to make friends as an adult because we don't know how to connect with people. So I mean, I guess losing the connection, but I mean so more in it can come back with practice. That's what I'm ultimately meaning. With practice, we can learn how to gain connection back again. Um, with practice, we can learn how to see people for who they are and not necessarily dismiss them all the way out of our lives, but put them where they need to be, where they are best suited in our lives, where they can give us the best return for the investment of friendship, if that's what you want to do, right? This is a very strategic game. When people say, what do the one percenters know that we don't know? Strategy. I ain't at the bottom of the pyramid no more. I will. If you've been following me, I was living in my SUV. Four. Couldn't even start the SUV up because I thought that bitch was going to just, the little vapor of gas I had, I just knew that was getting ready to go somewhere. And let me tell you something. I ain't trying to be no necessarily. That's not the goal to be a one percenter, but the goal is damn sure not to be at the bottom. And there's a mindset at the bottom of we're broken, but I no longer hold. I no longer hold a mindset that I am broken. I no longer hold a mindset that I am broken and incapable of conditioning and working my strength back up to fix it or to manage it. I no longer hold the mindset or belief that I have to wait on something or someone bigger than me to fix it, to heal it, to cure it. I don't need any of that. I know what practice is. Okay. I know what. Sorry, my yoga ball started rolling away, just out of the blue. Nothing's moving. It literally just started rolling. Roll on, yoga ball. I do not need anything higher than me dictating anything to me. I don't need it. And so I do hope that this video has touched somebody. Like I was saying, I have just come out of a 5 day depressive episode. I am designed and wired to go up and down. And I don't stop that. What I do is, for me, it was important that if I'm going to go down, which I'm going to go down because that's how I'm naturally wired, if you believe in a God, that's how God wired you. I believe that we set our own selves up when we came down here. We chose, we picked, we may have forgotten why we picked. But my thing is that if I know I picked this, I know that I can win with this. I would never have picked anything that I couldn't win with. I would have never picked any aspect of my life where I couldn't be successful in. So I know if I picked it, and I believe that for myself, I picked my body, I picked my skin color, I picked the family that am in, I picked my mommy and my daddy, which are the goats. Goats. I love my daddy and my mommy. I miss my dad so much. But they were married until death. And great examples of human beings, great examples of partnership, right? But if I'm going to go down, I'm going to dictate how I go down. I will not go down, and I'm a person. So for me, depressive episodes look more like where I feel like I'm not where I need to be, or I feel like I'm trying my best and nothing is happening. I feel, remember I was telling you the too much masculine energy when you're focused, you've been on your schedule and your routine for 6 months and you were expecting this big and it didn't show up, right? Now you get down. Well, for me, those episodes can come every month. Nothing triggered it. It just naturally was time for me to go down. But how I go down is important to me, and it was up to me, and it was in my control. It was in my power to dictate how I go down. And so, through cognitive reprogramming, I restructured how I go down. I don't go down into dumps saying how I'm not successful or, and listen, depressive episodes are not always the full truth. So your mind can say things to you and it not be the full truth, because if you told some people that were close to you, that love you, that see the best in you, you told them some of the shit that your depressive episodes, or when you're in a depression, that self-talk, if you told them what your mind is trying to say in your head, they would be like, that's a lie, because you blank, 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 blank. That's a lie, because you are everything. You are smart. You living in Mexico. Your money's straight. You're teaching people. You got celebrity clients. Like, girl, okay? That's what people would say. So that's how I knew that what that was saying, I was like, that's not the truth. I'm very successful. It's not the truth, right? The truth is, I feel like I live a flex. I have a whole video on it that my life is a flex. But when it's a depressive episodes are not reasonable all the time, especially if you are an ADHDer, if you have a DID, if you have bipolar, if you have a cognitive or a mood imbalance. It's not always logical, not always rooted in truth, but it is rooted in being too hard on yourself. It is rooted in an expectation that you did not receive, and you feel like all the work that you did didn't give you exactly what you wanted. That's what it's rooted in. It's rooted in a tantrum almost. It's, but you be working hard, so I get it. 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 But it's so much into a depressive episode. And like I said, I wish. And one day I am going to do I've done the feminine part of the chart, but I haven't done the masculine part of the chart. All of this will go into the masculine part of the chart. One day I'm going to sit down and be in the zone and really kind of I want to break this down so that it can forever and consistently be broken. Okay. I know depressive episodes. I help constantly people come out of depressive episodes every day. I do this every day. I'm good at what I do. And I'm good at what I do. And it's a person that has to be ready. And it's a person that has to be to the point where there is nothing that you're waiting on. to give you the power, the permission to heal it yourself, to manage it yourself. You have free reign to manage your episodes, your whether it be anxiety or depression. You have free reign to manage that, correct that, retrain that. I love the word retrain. You can retrain a depressive episode. I don't go down into the dumps anymore because I can feel the second it tries to go down. And before a self thought could come through, before anything negative could come through, I don't know, already snatched myself back up to balance. I didn't snatch myself up to jolly. Sometimes you're just trying to snatch yourself back up to zero. Zero's calm. We don't even know if zero's a real number. That's another debate. But I love that debate of zero, by the way. You should look that up too, if you're a nerd. Um, the way you go through a depressive episode does not have to be like you're doing it by yourself. I can help you and I can reteach you how to go through those because as you see, and I would have gone live. I have, believe it or not, I have gone live while I was in the middle of a depressive episode, and I do that because I want authenticity on this page. I do not want you to just sit and see all of when it's pretty and when I'm on top of the mountain eating dinner and out in the city and it's all rustic looking and aesthetic looking great. But that's not how it looks. I'm trying to give you the real, the real. And the real is I go through depressive episodes, but I don't go through them like I used to go through them. I go through them very differently. I go through them very victoriously. I go through them in a way where I'm proud when I come out of the episode. Your girl is proud. Your girl is proud. I ain't gonna lie. Today feels so good. I got out of the house. I did my walk. I went to the gym. Um, made myself lunch. I even came back home and started working out some more. Like today feels great. Today feels like, whoo, I'm out of that, right? But I'm gonna wrap it up because I'm ready to eat. Point is that if any of this resonated with you and you would like to work with me, my email address is kellymarisha@gmail. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to this channel. It's very important because I got a lot of good things to say. And I'm cute. And you get to see me as I'm keep losing weight. My neighbor actually just came over and fixed something for me. She says, girl, in Espanol, I can't say what she said back. I can just understand her when she's speaking. She was telling me, well, when she did this, I knew what she was talking about. She was like, you're just getting so small. I was like, thank you, girl. Because when they met me, I probably was back up to like 290. I ain't 290. I'm about 230 something today. I don't know what it is exactly. I'm not weighing in until my birthday, which is April 3rd. If anybody want to go ahead and give me some birthday gifts, it's my Cash App, Kelly Marisha. Just like it's spelled on here. Money sign, Kelly Marisha, April 3rd. I'll be 42. I don't even know where that came from. Like, how the hell did I get? I was just 17. Now you telling me I'm 42? 40 anything. What? Anyway, I'm about to start eating. I love myself. I love you guys. This is so good. But I feel like I'm about to get ugly with it. And y'all don't need to see that because that ain't none of your business. But hold on, let me give me a thumbnail before I go because I didn't do that. Hold on, that's not a cute. That's not a cute. This, yeah. Mm-hmm. This thing loaded with meat, y'all. Loaded with meat. Anyway, I love myself. I love you all. See ya.